Hello! Today in the lesson we will solve some more examples where we will find the value of a number in some degree. And we're going to look at an expression which we need to write as a degree. The first example, it is 2.1/2. The third degree must be erected. What do we do in this case? Well, first of all, if we need to raise two integers and 1 second to the third power, then according to the rule, we have to multiply two integers and 1 second by two integers and 1 second multiplied by two integers and 1 second. The result is that we get the product of mixed numbers, and in order to find the product of mixed numbers, we have to convert the mixed number into an improper fraction. To do this, I'll write the mixed number, two integers 1, 2 as an improper fraction. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. The result is 2 whole 1 2 is a fraction of 5 2, and then I need to multiply 5 2's by 5 2's and multiply it by 5 2's. In this case, 5 times 5 and multiply by 5. In the numerator is 125 and in the denominator is 8. I can write this improper fraction as a mixed number. To do that, I'll divide 125. I divide by 8 and the result is 125 eighths is 15 whole 5 eighths. I pay attention to how to raise a mixed number to a degree. Very often you make a mistake. You put 2 to the third power. Let me write down 2 whole 1 2 to the power of 3. What mistake do you make? You take 2 to the third power and then you put 1 2 to the third power and you get 8.18. That's the wrong answer. You can't do that. In order to raise a mixed number to any degree, you must first write it down as an improper fraction and then perform the raising. Next task. Let's solve an example. -10 to the power of 2 plus 9 to the power of 2. We need to calculate the value of this expression. To do this, we perform arithmetic operations. We've got -10 to the power of 2. But notice that we only need to raise the number 10 to a power of 2. And then the answer is -100. And 9 to the second degree is 81. When we add the numbers -100 and 81, we get the number -19 in the answer. When you perform the operations and calculate the value of an expression in which the numbers are written, with the degree of the numbers, be very careful. The thing is that if I write this example in this form, -10 to the degree of 2 plus 9 to the degree of 2, the answer will be different. Why? Because in this case, I'd have to take -10 to the second power. -10 times -10. The result is the number 100. And I need to add 81. The answer is 181. One more time. In the first example, only the number 10 has to be multiplied by the number 10, and then write down the minus sign. And in the second example, I need to multiply -10 by -10. And in this case, you will get the correct answer. And now we're going to solve an example that has letters written in it. It looks like this: y times y times y times y times y times y times y, plus b times b times b times b. We need to simplify this expression and write down the answer. The thing is, by rule of thumb, if we multiply y by itself 4 times, then I can write this expression as y to the power of 4 plus b times b times b times b, that's b to the power of 3. The result is y to degree 4 plus b to degree 3. The thing is, the variable y and the variable b are not similar syllables. Therefore, the answer will be the expression y in the 4th degree plus b in the 3rd degree. And if this example is written in the form y times 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 by b times b times b times b, then in this case we write y to the 4th degree multiplied by b to the power of 3. And in this example, the answer would be the product of the variables y to the 4th power and b to the 3rd power. In the next lesson, we will solve some more interesting examples, and for today, our lesson has come to an end. Goodbye, see you again.